Another little quick project today. We got this in. You know what this is? This is the blower motor to our particular AC unit. They do vary quite a bit. We've figured that out, but this is an exact replacement. And I'll show you in a minute the reason why we're replacing this. The other one's still, I guess, in some technical regard, running, but it ain't working right for us. So, not gonna bother trying to fix it, just gonna replace it. We were able to order this from, I think it was like RV Panther or something. It was in Washington, actually down at the southern border. Too far for us to drive to go get it, it's not worth it, but shipping was affordable, so had it shipped up here to us, and doesn't take a whole lot of tools. I think pretty much from what I've seen, it's kind of plug and play. So I think this should be a fairly simple replacement. Got the existing wires here, and it's already kind of sleeved for us, which is nice. And then you've got the mounts on the side on this particular unit. That's one of the important things to definitely look for, know whether you're getting the right motor or not, is your motor mounts. And yeah, I mean, this is an exact replacement, so I know we're good. So I think basically go up there, 4 screws here. I need to open up, well, first you gotta open up the whole AC unit, and then it's pretty much 4 screws to be able to dismount the motor. The fan blades I'll need to swap on. Don't have replacements with this. This isn't a full kit replacement deal, it's just the motor. And then there's a metal box inside the AC unit, and that's where all the electronic components are at. So, crack that open, and then there's a grommet that this gets fed through. Unplug the old one from the motherboard, pull it out, push this one in, plug it in, make sure you get the cables hooked up correctly. But I think it's pretty much plug and play for the most part. Aside from that, there's little screws that hold the fan blades on the ends. So we're gonna swap those off the old ones, stick them on here, mount it back up, screw everything back together. Should have a working fan at that point. All right, this bag, I'm gonna use this to help us get it to the roof. Maybe I can just lug it all to the roof in one shot, maybe. All right, onto the roof. All right. There we go. Starling right in the way. All right, stuff's on the roof. Gotta open this thing up. Screws have been weird on this, so may or may not have to actually drill them out, but I've had some success with the larger, bulkier head that I've got as one of my options on this screwdriver. Also happen to bring up in my pocket my ratcheting one, but I still tend to like this one, so I might use it. I can give this one a try. Don't really feel like using power tools for this part though, because I already had stripping issues. So I'll crack this open. Opening this up tends to be as easy as locating all of the appropriate screws around it and just getting them out. And of course, if some of them are stripped, they just don't want to come out. And I've had that issue because, as you can see on this one, it's not exactly like a good fit. So I think the misalignment has made some of these difficult to get undone. Yeah. So in order to get some of these ones out that are stripping out here, thrown inside this kit, I've just gotten some of these sort of bits. They're double-sided. One side's a little drill bit, the other side is your extractor. So these have been handy and have worked for me. And then with this, we will go to the power tools. Now, because I've already done these ones before, and I can tell this one is one that I can see that this one's already has the drill out in it, and I've just put them back in. Then I think I can just use the extractor bit to get it out. Let's try that. So in reverse. Oh, change this. Change my clutch. There we go. Easy. So, kind of handy to have. Only other thing you're probably going to need at that point then might be some grips or something to hold on to this and get this off. I don't seem to have those up here right now, so let me just hold on to this one and I'll see if I need to do this for any others. Or if the rest just want to come out nice and clean. These ones haven't been an issue. These ones have been. Yep, and they're still an issue. All right, I need to go get something to get that off that bit. All right, here's how we're doing it. Actually, these ones. You can grab, try to just twist it the other way. There we go. Now I can get the others. There's just a few more on this back side. There's 3 of them here, but they're hard to see, so you might not notice them at first, but I already know they're there. I've done this a few times. All right, now with these ones in the back, I've found that sometimes you just need to get a fingernail behind them. Finish getting these ones out. I didn't have the same problem with the ones in the front, but it seems like every one in the back ends up needing a little assistance. So, if you find that it's just spinning and not finishing coming out, you just might need to get a little backside pressure on it. And there we go. So now that we're inside, we can see here's the existing motor. Here's the fan for the outside. There's another fan on the inside. And then it's all protected around this. This, I'll just pull right off. And we'll get to the inside. So your model is gonna vary a little bit on exactly how it's covered here. This one has this big foam topper. There's a line on it you can kind of see. Might be a little bit tight in places. Trying to get it to separate. Oh, actually, I guess that's just a molding line. It's this line. You can start to see it separate here. Yeah, and there we go. And there's a little bit of putty to help seal up the holes and stuff. Just try to hold on to some of that. Yeah, there we go, there's the inside. So here's our inside motor, the outside fan. Just held on by little screws. And then we got the 4 different screws right here that we need to use to take that off. And then we need to get in here to this box. And this is one piece I've not done yet, so I actually need to figure out how I'm doing this. So there's a clamp right here. If I can loosen this clamp, should be able to get the wires out of the way. And I think then I'll be able to really get this foam out of the way. So we'll try that first. So, yeah, it looks like that's gonna free up to be able to get at this. All right, looks like there's 1 screw here, 1 screw there, and I think we're in on that. Okay. So inside of this box, we can see that we've got the capacitor here, we've got the circuit board, we've got the bundle of wires coming in. So really it's a matter of just unplugging the existing wires here. Make sure I try to get that done correctly. There's a couple of different bundles. The one we're gonna be interested in is gonna be this one. And then, yeah, just be careful about what I unplug. Make sure I plug back in the corresponding wires, the new bundle, and I think we should be good to go. Looks like this one's not used. It's probably the, it's a 3-stage motor, but this is only a 2-stage controller. So, low, medium, high speeds, and we're only using low and high. So that's probably the medium. It's not being used. Got our ground wire. Got, yeah, there we go. They're even marked on the board here. So I can see here, here's fan low, fan high. So we'll just make sure that they're plugged in correctly per the instructions that are on the motor itself. I think we should be good. See if we can get this out real quick. Losing light. I might have to pull this top part off. It should just be like the other one and come off, but I just want to keep the amount of foam pieces I got to pull in half to a minimum. Because the more I pull on these, the more likely I am going to break some of them. Okay, not too bad. Whoa. Okay. I sprayed some cleaner up here before, but wow, this is, I guess I should have taken that part out before. Okay. Let me show you the reason why we're replacing this. That's the reason why right there. This thing, this metal shaft here in the middle, should not be able to move like that. And that's causing it to bounce around and make all kinds of noise. So, not fun. So yeah, looks like at this point, it is indeed loose. I might actually have to take one more piece of foam out of here because the cables are going around under this foam here on this side. I guess the other option would be to feed this wire all the way through. As to take it out, which maybe is what I'm gonna do. Okay. So with that being all the way loose, let me unplug these wires. Let's see, we've got a white one coming into the capacitor. It's low. I think that's the black one. There's also a purple, a very dark purple. The black one looks like that's high. Oh, there's gonna be one more zip tie here that's gotta go. All right, and then, let's see, we're gonna end up having to unscrew this green here. All right. Aha, the purple's going to the back side of the capacitor. So we had the white up front, and the purple in the back. All right, so the purple is on the fan, and then you got the C for common. Yeah, at that point it's free. So I'll just feed the wires around the foam rather than attempting to figure out how to remove that foam piece. Motor's not that heavy. This one's only a half horsepower, but this is a 15,000 BTU AC unit, so I suspect other ones may be even lighter than this one. So not too bad to have to sit here and hold it, but there we go. It's out. All right, now unfortunately this one is not a kit. Or my replacement's not a kit, I should say. This one has the fan blades on it that I need. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these off to reuse them. There's a little slot to more easily access the screw here on this one. And the other one, I think you just feed through the fan blades on that big tumbler fan. Yeah, just loosen it up, slip it off. It is slotted, so is the shaft. It's only gonna go on in one orientation. And this one, I think I just go in. This is all I can figure. So I'm just gonna have to go in through some fan blades to get it at. So yeah, we're just gonna do it that way. It's either that or I gotta go get like something to get at that head. Okay, here we go, got it. Kind of a funny angle. I can just get enough of it. Of course, I'd hate to break one of these fan blades, but try not to do anything that feels too forceful. Let's see if that's enough. That's already enough. Okay. So yeah, again, this is the reason why. I think that's problematic. Let me just demonstrate real quick. The new one, yeah, there's no rattling. So that's why we're replacing it. All right, I should be able to slide that back on, tighten it down. Okay. Yep, that's not going anywhere. All right. Did bend that like ever so slightly on that, but hopefully that's not an issue. Doesn't feel like it's too bad. Oh, whoops, wrong direction. The screw is on the inside. So let's make sure we do that. So this one is gonna access right through that little hole, that little slot. All right. Ooh, I wonder if I need to get that a little more on there. Feels like that could be further down. I don't know if I just didn't quite get it all the way or what. There we go. Let's get it back together. All right. Let's start by feeding the wires through. All right, I should just be able to set this down in here on the screws. And there are washers on here as well. I took those off the old one. Let's see if I can find those nuts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice and tight. All right, no more shaking. I like that. Tell you what, we'll finish wiring it in, and then I'm gonna clean up a little bit more before I'm done here. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna come back and clean this out, because I was not aware it was this bad back behind the foam where I couldn't see it. But now that I see it, I'm not gonna leave it that way. All right, let's see. Just need to pull the wiring the rest of the way around. And it was at about this point that my microphone died. The wireless microphone that I was using was not fully charged when I started this, but I just didn't have enough daylight left to actually charge up the battery further. So I was hoping I would finish before it ran out, but unfortunately that didn't happen. So I'm just gonna go through what was left here. Luckily I had audio for everything up to the point where it's just kind of finishing up here. So just reattaching the different wires, make sure you get things connected to the right positions. If there's any questions, take photos of everything before you start unplugging from your previous one. That way you can know exactly where things go back in. But I was able to get everything plugged back in, and then I had some zip ties on hand, so I was able to zip tie back up the cables, kind of get everything back to how it was, and then was able to fit all the different pieces back on. Before I finished closing it all up and doing the zip ties and all that sort of stuff, after I first connected all the wires, of course, wanted to do a quick test. So I called Taylor, had her go ahead and turn the power back on, and then turn on the fan, and ran it through both low and high modes. Everything spun up and worked just fine, so looking good. Looks like the fix was what we needed. Was able to then have her turn the power back off again and finish getting things buttoned up. Anyways, that's really all this one took. It was a pretty quick and simple job. It took a bit longer for me to actually just film and deal with that, but otherwise pretty straightforward, and my expectations for how it would go were pretty well met. Not a big deal to do this sort of repair yourself, and unless you're just uncomfortable with any of these things or otherwise can't do it, I would definitely recommend just giving it a go yourself. It's not that bad. These AC units are pretty simple on the inside. Anyways, that's all we've got for this one. I think our next video is going to be back to travel adventures, so look forward to that coming out. And if you liked what you saw here, like, subscribe, drop a comment, and let me know if there's anything else you have to add or anything else you'd like to see or know about. And otherwise, I will see you on the road or see you in the next video. Thanks, y'all.